Hello, beautiful souls. November 18th, 2025. This is day 888. Some signs, synchronicities, and key codes I'm going to be rattling off because I'm told I'm supposed to share those and what took place this morning, and maybe read from my journal on some inspired quotes that came off of out of the Light Seers Tarot. Just wrote some that kind of were meant to be said. And again, signs, synchronicities. Again, this video will reach you when you are meant to. It is timeless. Your guide, your ancestor, source, your higher self will guide you to this, and you will hear maybe one thing, a few things, or all of the things. Okay, so again, my videos are just a little bit of everything, and today we're just going to talk about these notes that I took last night, these inspired quotes, if you want to call them. Thank you, Spirit. And just note some tarot cards that might resonate. Definitely numbers. Like I said, my world is numbers. My key codes are numbers a lot. Birds are key codes, signs and synchronicities. Also, I'm taking this moment 122 on the timer. No coincidences. I just finished making some vegan pumpkin muffins that I batch cook this time of year. If it's not pumpkin, it's like a banana base, and then a large pot of vegetable soup that's got root vegetables in it. I use just a bunch of seasonings and herbs because it is plant-based. Last year when I would make these soups, I would use bone broth, so I guess I'm going to give you the recipe for that. Maybe some of you need to start eating more root vegetables. 155 on the timer. So it's got sweet potato, carrots, green onion, red onion, mushrooms, lots and lots of mushrooms. So mushrooms are like the hearty staple. There's a lot of actual plant-based protein in there. Parsley, white pepper, black pepper, and then I use the Redmond's real salt. It's a seasoning salt, and that's kind of like my outside of water is what flavors outside of the vegetables flavoring the soup. Okay, and this is like a pot, like I use a large stainless pot, and it barely fits in the pot. But again, as we know, vegetables reduce, and soups are really good right now because they're very nourishing on so many levels. Connects you to Gaia, connects you to your root, but also you have herbs. Thank you, Spirit. Celery is in there. So we have celery, which is an herb. It's not a vegetable. We have celery and parsley. Those are herbs. Again, of course, onions, and then garlic powder, and like I said, all the seasonings that I use, and carrots and sweet potato for my root vegetables, and then the mushrooms. And again, like I said, this can be your base. So flowers, that might be a key code for somebody. I'm guided to point at my flowers, maybe that crimson color, or yellow color. Again, pay attention to these, because once these roll up in your algorithm, maybe it's saying go get yourself some flowers, give yourself some flowers. Maybe you're going to be getting your flowers. Maybe somebody's bringing you flowers. Maybe you're something's unfolding where you're going to start getting your flowers. Again, that may resonate for somebody. Again, when we start just sharing and receiving higher consciousness through being verbal channels, whether we literally step aside and be a verbal channel and let higher consciousness come through, or we're just letting higher consciousness flow through us, and in whatever way, shape, and form, just let it flow. You don't have to really understand it. Yes, there's some great channels out there, that step aside and allow that, but that doesn't have to look that way for everybody. For some reason, somebody needs to hear that. It doesn't have to look a specific way. It's your way. It's your way that you are working with your higher consciousness, with source, with creator, with the universe, with your spirits and guides, with your ancestors, whatever that means to you and resonates with you. Okay. So this morning I thought I was doing something else, and Spirit had me I live my day through and embodied as my higher self, which means going with the flow, going with that instinct, that pull, that calling. And I just do it. I don't even question it. So instead of going right, I go left. Even if going left takes me a little bit longer to get home or get me to the next. I thought I was going to come home and do a dance cardio workout, make some soup and some muffins. not really what happened. So I'm guided to share that before I share these quotes and these numbers and these key codes, okay? So hopefully you're still listening. Love y'all. Thank you. Subscribe, like, share, whatever. If you find this in resonance to you, or if someone else might find it, you might find, will find some benefit out of this, okay? So the numbers are all morning, like just the sevens, the 707, the 717. So someone might need to hear that. But I was guided to go left instead of right after I dropped the kiddo off from school. And then just pausing in there, I got, listened to a couple of channeled messages this morning, really got like into listening to one was channeled through Chronos, the timekeeper. But again, it's not linear time. It's like, I'm not going to go into all of that, but just writing down the information that I was called to do so. And it was resonating. This channel really activated me. Full body chills. So that might be, being clairsentient, crying. So I've been really activating and crying and cleansing and clearing as part of my soul resonance with it. So clearly I was meant to hear that message. 1118. So I'm meant to mention that too for 11, 1118, or just 18 in general, 11s in general, or 18s and separates, or the combination of the numbers. Okay. So remember I said yesterday, I'm not only seeing specific, your typical key codes, your typical numbers, but I'm also seeing combinations of numbers that add up to certain numbers. So pay attention to that as you continue to receive these key codes, these signs, these synchronicities. Crows keep coming up, so I'm going to mention that. Owls came up today. Peacocks keep coming up, so thank you, Spirit, for the birds. For somebody might be resonating with seeing these, not just in real life, but again, in a movie, pay attention, in a video, in a channeled message, on oracle cards, in the wild. Like I said, like wild when I call, going out into the world, the wild. That's kind of my inside joke with myself. So again, going back to redirection, Spirit redirected me to go a different way. So I went a completely different way than I would normally come back home, because I was going to work out at home. That again still was the plan. And as I'm driving, I'm getting this nudge to schedule a sound bath. So I have a really good acquaintance who has built a sound bed. It's a bed that basically, the best way I can describe, you can look it up. There's different kinds. I don't know if this one is different than other ones out there. It's basically where it's connected to sound and frequency. You have headphones on, you have a blindfold on, you're cozied up, the bed, the sound comes through the bed. So you're not only getting the audio, but you're getting the physical aspect of it. And being clairsentient, I really feel sound and frequency in my body, and as I continue to evolve and unfold and all of that with my abilities, I feel sound and frequency like very sensitive to sound and frequency. So that has been a huge part of my healing process. I haven't been called to go do the sound bed in probably, I don't know, a while, 3 weeks. I over this healing process, I had been doing it weekly, sometimes a couple times a week, just to help. And it also helps with being in that meditative state, that there's a whole lot of benefits to that. So you can look into that. It's been a grand therapy for me, and I'm so grateful to have that available to me. So again, doing this video before I gotta head out to that. So on this drive home, I had like, let's give them a contact, see if there's anything available. If it's not available, that's a sign right there, like I'm not meant to go. If the timing isn't correct for my schedule today, then it wouldn't be time, but it's all lined up. So getting that intuitive hit, saying, okay, my higher self source is saying this is probably going to be beneficial for you today. I don't have to understand the why behind it. I don't. I'm done trying to figure that shit out. So just quit trying to figure shit out and just go with the flow. Go with your intuitive hits. Go with that inspired action. So this was an inspired action. So it unfolded just right, and the timing worked out just right. So then I'm driving, and I'm like, I didn't really need gas, but I was guided to go get gas. Like, again, all right, I'm gonna go get gas. And so I went to the gas station. Here's the funny thing is about Spirit. It's just like Spirit has been so loud, Source has been so loud. So maybe your team's getting loud, your ancestors, and whatever you resonate with, pulled up, and I was using my credit card today. And so I noticed that someone hadn't taken their receipt. And I go to grab it to throw it in the trash and crumble it. And I went to crumble it, but I caught the number 10. So 10 has been coming up a lot. So this isn't my receipt. And so it's 10 completion. I've had a lot of 10s this week. And they'll come in waves. So the different clusters of like 10 10s, 10 10 cents are all over. Numbers are adding up to 10, 5s, all of that. So I crumble and I'm like, wait a minute, nope, that's a sign. So I went to pump the gas, and my final gas closure was 2322. I'm like, okay, that's just pay attention. Again, I'm aware. When I see a number, I'm like, okay, thank you. Or I'm like consciously aware, because again, those key codes, those signs and synchronicities, and those combinations of codes together are your soul's way that it's coded itself to slowly unfold and unlock and awaken or trigger whatever it's meant, okay? And your ego and your mind is not going to be able to figure this out. So quit trying to figure that out. Someone here needs to figure out and let go of that grip hold that you're trying to figure it all out. Just let it go and quit trying to figure it out. Go with the flow. So when my gas was complete, I got another receipt. So I pulled the receipt and I got in the car and I'm looking at it and I'm like, the timestamp was wrong because it was way past this. So I'm going to read this. It's 80808. 0808. I'm like, on 1118. And I'm like, wait a minute. I looked at my watch. I'm like, that's not. And I already saw 808 this morning. I saw 818 this morning. So the 8s are showing up really, really loud. Really, really loud. So again, 8 is abundance. It's infinity. There's a lot of signs and synchronicities around the number 8 and combinations of 8s. And I'm looking at the timestamp. I'm looking at MasterCard. Yeah, that's what I use. But I didn't look at the numbers at the back of it right away. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then the fuel sale was 4122. And I thought that was fascinating. 4122. And I'm looking, I'm like, I was going to go in and say, because again, I didn't. So I pulled this one out before I started. I pulled this one out thinking it was mine, and I'm like, and I was getting ready to go dispute or go in and check on this because this, again, just sitting there trying to figure it out. So take those pauses, take those moments, don't rush on. That's that slow down, slow down, slow down. Pay attention, pay your attention to, okay? Because you don't want to miss it. And so I looked back at the receipt thing, and then third. So 3s are coming up big time. 333, 3s in general. The Ascended Master's number. Again, there's a lot. Again, there's never one definition or description of what these key code signs and synchronicities, angel numbers, whatever resonates with you. So I went and pulled, and this is my receipt. So this is 2322. So that was my total in gas. So this was my receipt. So 2322, 815 on the clock, 81523, which 23 is still 5. So you just go down the rabbit hole with the numbers. But again, somebody might need to hear these signs and synchronicities. So this was a really fascinating what this happened. Again, no plans on going to get gas, taking a different, this is the why. Okay? This is the why. Okay? I've also been guided to park the last couple days not under my carport, but on a different part of the street that I can actually access my apartment complex pretty easily. So I've been guided just to park in a different place. So somebody might need to hear that, whether you're going into a grocery store and you tend to park in the same place every single time. Completely park in a different spot or anything. All these things could be a portal for you. Okay. So like I said, the numbers I've rattled off, 4 4s, 444. Like I said, the 4s have been coming up, the 5s very strongly. And this is not even like 1355 on the clock. And it's 9:49. 9:49 right now. And I've already, so many numbers that now it's getting to the point where it's like, I'm just like consciously paying attention, like, okay, got it. License plates, got it. House numbers, 111. License plates, 111. 222. You are the programmer of your program. You are the main character in your program. That just came through. I don't know. So you are the main character in this game. We call Earth, the Matrix, whatever you want to, but you are the main character. You are the programmer of the program, and things will start unfolding and unlocking more and more once you kind of just surrender to it, surrender to the process, go with the flow, take a break, take a pause, slow the fuck down, pay your attention to these things because your team is trying to get your attention, okay? So we'll go to the quotes, and then I'll probably go check my soup and get ready to get my snacks and stuff. Okay, I'll talk about that too. Thank you, Spirit. Nutrition is a huge thing, because that's like part of my life. So I just want to talk about nutrition. I don't know what nutrition is. On the go. And there are no excuses. No excuses. Even if you're a busy person, there's always time to get a few things together. Even if you've got a busy day, you're working long hours, you don't have to do a bunch of food prep all of the time. You can just, like I said, the soup will last me like 1 to 2 weeks. It depends if I share it with anybody. Same thing with my muffins. I will eat other stuff, like mostly fruit right now, but that's like my hearty grounding type meal. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see here. I did jot some light language. I didn't ask what it meant last night. Again, my light language, maybe I'll just share that. Again, somebody, thank you for asking yesterday, do I always know what it means? No, that's just like automatic writing. That's just whatever comes out. It's just like all of a sudden I'm either opened eyes or closed eyes, or I'm staring off into the space, and that's what comes out, and I leave it. Sometimes I ask, sometimes I don't. All right, so somebody might need to hear this. Ears open, eyes wide. Ears open, eyes wide. Okay. Why did I say that? Maybe your clairaudience is expanding. Maybe you're getting more ringing in the ears, toning of the ears, high frequency pitches. Just notice left side, right side, left side, right side, left side, divine feminine information, maybe ancestral information, downloads, confirmations, divine masculine, or both. So I did see a video on that. But my toning comes pretty much daily in all ways, shapes, and forms. I had a major toning on both sides. It was like a huge activation download the other day, where it was just kind of like all over both ears. But definitely usually it's one side or the other. So that might be relevant to somebody. And eyes wide open, maybe you're getting more of a third eye activation as well. I know all of us might be getting more upgrades in our third eye, our inner sight, our inner knowing. So that might be resonant to somebody on why I said that. Thank you, Spirit. So yeah, so we're going to go into the world. Let's see. The world is flourishing. The world is my flourishing oyster, and I am excited to see what happens next. So if that resonates, maybe jot that down in your notes on your phone, in your journal, and repeat that 3 times. I like the number 3. 3 is a good time to repeat like affirmations or phrases. So the world is my flourishing oyster, and I am excited to see what happens. The world is my flourishing oyster, and I'm excited to see what happens. That's one. The next one is, in the darkness, I am free to feel everything. So in the darkness, I am free to feel everything. Going on to the next one. Thank you. Actually, they want me to refer to my journal from last year from these few days here. I will do that. As the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. So remember, you are the dreamer of your dream. You are the programmer. You are the main character. As the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. So the Fool card came out 3 times in 3 different decks that I was using last night when I was just shuffling and playing with Spirit and just play with my cards. The Fool came out 3 different ways and 3 different cards. So the Fool card in one of my decks is, of course, if you're doing traditional tarot, it is a 0 card. So that came out twice in 2 different decks. The Fool card came out, and then the imagery for those 2 completely opposite decks. So if you look at the Light Seers Tarot, the Fool card is an amazing picture of a woman at the edge of a cliff in a beautiful yellow dress. You know, she's got stars and light up holding a huge crystal, amethyst. And then the Fool in one of my other cards is, again, like just that beautiful, playful energy, just taking that leap of faith. And it was an 11 card in that particular deck, okay? So I am guided to go get my journal from last year at this time when I started journaling in October of last year. Light codes everywhere. I've been noticing light codes in all of my pictures, whether it's with twinkly lights or my just lights in general. So pay attention to those key codes that you're seeing in videos, because those are probably going to be activating. Okay, and I'm also going to pull a couple of oracle cards because we are in that new moon of Scorpio portal. Okay, so last year at this time, the notes in my journal were very minimum compared to now. Okay, so again, just write what you feel, what you see, what you hear, what you're called to write down. Okay, I feel clear, grounded, and present. That can be an affirmation. I feel clear, grounded, and present. Okay, fight for your health and wellness and live optimally. Fight for your health, wellness, and live optimally. Okay? All right. Here's one more. I call my power back to me. So this is, I would definitely, if you haven't, get a journal, write this down and repeat this. This is a big, I call my power back, I call my energy back, because you've left pieces of your soul and aspects of yourself across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, and portals, and realms known and unknown, seen and unseen. So I would add that to that. So I'm going to read this and we're going to kind of talk about, just leave it as like an affirmation. Okay, it's trust in your power. So you can label it trust in your power. Spirit says trust in your power, trust in your power. Don't question it, just go with it. I call my power back to me. I call my energy back to me. I call my magic back to me. I am cleansed and disconnected from anything that may drain me. I am shielded from any energy that does not serve me. I am safe, I am protected, I am whole, and it is so, it is so, it is so. Or it is done, it is done, it is done. Whatever words work for you, you can write that down. And this is what I do when I pick things up. Sometimes the channel's message, it'll come out of that. It'll come from other places. But that was on November 18th, 2024. Again, 111824. That sequence might be significant to somebody's key code. But trust in your power. Quit questioning your power. You are an all-powerful being. You're a creator source, embodied right now in this present moment. Okay? You are powerful. You are very, very powerful. Okay? So somebody needed to hear that. Maybe say it out loud. If you want to say it mentally, perfect. But I'm like, speak it into, speak it into, speak it into, speak it into. So when you say this, what I've added to like my affirmations when I'm working with Reiki, anything at this point, and it's like through unconditional love and light for my highest and best good, but also through and with divine light, divine love, divine power, divine truth, and divine wisdom. So I add that across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, and portals and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. So I call my power back from all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. I call my energy back from all dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. I call my magic back to me from all dimensions, spaces, portals, timelines, dimensions, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. I am cleansed and disconnected for anything that may drain my energy or has drained my energy across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. I am shielded from any energy that does not serve me across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. I am safe and I am protected across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. I am whole across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. And so it is, and so it is said, and so it shall be. And so it is done. So I was just guided. I don't have, just, that's what my higher self and source wanted me to be like, just firm with, speak it loud, speak it proud. And again, you can speak it that and then add that. So it's clearing backwards and forwards in your generations, in your timelines, any aspects of where you may have left your soul. Again, your ego, your mind is not going to understand this. It's not supposed to. You start doing this more often, your soul aspects, your soul fragments, wherever you've left them, whoever you left them with, you know what I'm saying? Again, so this information is for somebody. I hope you guys have a great day. It's 2414 on the clock as I get ready to finish up this. Again, I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Go out, slow down, take your time, pay your attention, love yourself more, be kind, be grateful for everything that you have, even though it's not everything you think you, be grateful for everything you have, even though it's not everything that you want at this time. Just know that what you want and what is meant for you will happen for you and to you in divine timing, in perfect timing. And that's kind of the hardest part of this journey, is when you know and you feel that something big is coming, but you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you have no idea of what it is. It's just going to be a big surprise. Sometimes it's really hard on a regular basis. Somebody might need to know this besides myself, that it's just surrendering every day in that now present moment, and then everything will slowly unfold, petal by petal, moment by moment, just as it should, just as you coded yourself, okay? Love you guys. Bye.